Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express. We're not going to waste your time, it's your weather in just 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, we're going to see some severe storms develop late today in the southern plains, but we're going to start off this video with the two potential tropical development areas just off of our east coast. You can clearly see on this visible satellite imagery that we are beginning to spin up a system just east of North Carolina by a couple of hundred miles. This is Invest 95L. Right now, it's not considered to be tropical because it's developing off of our frontal boundary here, which is, again, situated right off the coast. But once this moves away from this front, it is likely to become a tropical storm, and it would hold the name Dexter if it does develop. Now, it is going to be moving away from the U.S. East Coast, and we're only going to get indirect impacts, mainly kicking up surf and sea conditions from the Carolina coastline, Delmarva Peninsula, right up through New England over the next 24 to 48 hours. But don't be surprised if we have Tropical Storm Dexter off our east coast. The other interesting area is down the road a few days. This area in yellow, just a 20% chance of development right now, but that one could also hold potential development as we get towards midweek, and this one could be closer to the Florida, Georgia, and Carolina coastline. So ultimately, it's the area in yellow with just a 20% chance right now that has the highest potential for more direct impacts to the United States. Let's talk about what's going to be happening here in the plains. At this point in time, things are relatively quiet right now. I'll bring on the current situation. You're going to see a couple of severe thunderstorms developing in the northwest sides of Kansas and working their way south, crossing over 70. Now you see that purple? That is going to be a tornado warning in effect right now just south of I-70. But this is the area that is likely to have additional problems down the road the remainder of this Sunday. We've got three different mesoscale discussions from Nebraska to Kansas and the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles discussing the potential for severe weather. Now, at this point in time, we don't have any watches, but more than likely you're going to get some severe, potentially tornado watches in effect in these areas. You can see the risk is actually highest from southeast Colorado through the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles into North Texas. Places like Amarillo and Lubbock are included in that, and then your slight risk goes all the way up into South Dakota. So not organized yet, but expected to get there later in the day. It's an absolutely gorgeous afternoon and evening into the Northeast. Temperatures are fantastic, 70s and 80s from the southern Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, right on through the Northeast and New England. A couple of clouds coming back on shore with some of the activity here, again, spinning just west of a very impressive Invest 95L, but we're spelling some showers and storms here in the southeast. Now, they're a little bit more clustered, a little bit more organized in South Georgia and North Florida along I-10 and to the north. And when I bring on the warnings, again, look at all of the red. That's going to be severe thunderstorm warnings. The yellows are going to be your special weather statements. They were a little bit more prominent earlier in the day, but some heavier rainfall there. As a matter of fact, I want to show you guys the excessive rainfall risk here. We have a widespread kind of 5 to 10% risk of the opportunity of exceeding flash flooding criteria in the southeast. And then another kind of rumble of thunder moving through the Dallas-Fort Worth area where the temperatures have cooled there. It is absolutely blazing hot again in places like Phoenix and Southern California, and scattered showers and storms have developed in portions of the Pacific Northwest, but fairly widespread, or not widespread, fairly isolated in nature. The other big story is the winds. They're quite breezy from time to time, 30 to 35 miles an hour. So we do have some what we call red flag warnings here for portions of Idaho and Wyoming and a lot of Utah and western Colorado for the wildfire threat being produced with those gusty winds and low humidities. You're also going to have some small craft cautions across the California coastline, and all this area in gray from the western Great Lakes to New England, that is going to be air quality alerts. Look for air quality values there to only be in the moderate category at best. Let's get into the models. This is going to be the high resolution rapid refresh, or the HER model. And again, it does spin up Invest 95L very quickly. It does move away from the domain of the model, but you can see that spin up moving away away from the coast, we should still feed in a lot of moisture across the southeast in a very disorganized fashion into Monday and Tuesday. Not expecting any organized severe thunderstorms, but this time of the year in the summer, man, you can get some 60+ mile-an-hour winds and some half-inch size hail. Where we're going to see more discrete supercell thunderstorms are again emerging off of the high plains and from the Dakotas all the way down into Oklahoma and Texas. It is the central United States with the best opportunity for some severe weather. We could have some stronger storms in the western Great Lakes, and another cluster of showers and storms could be on the stronger side. Nice spin there in portions of Montana. So let's take a look at the risk for severe storms for your Monday. It looks like this. Right now it's just a marginal risk. Again, eastern plains into the high plains into the big sky country. But again, a marginal risk right now could become a slight risk as we get into our Monday or upgraded from the SPC. And it's going to be the northern plains for your Tuesday, but a general thunderstorm risk all the way down to the southeast. Friends, I'm into overtime. I appreciate you making Weather Express a part of your daily routine. Let me know in the comment section below where you're viewing from. Thanks for liking and subscribing as well. Have a great rest of your day. I'm back tomorrow with your latest 5-minute forecast.